Well, we're doing Better Business here on KPXJ with our friends from the Better Business Bureau. Let's bring in Joanne Deal from the BBB, serving Northeast and Central Louisiana and the Arklatex, joining us from Monroe as always. Now, Joanne, check washing. It's a real thing that happens, and I assume it's not, like physically putting the checks in soap and water or stuff like that, right?
No, but you're close. They're using household chemicals. And so, it's Cyber Awareness Month, and so we need to protect ourselves. And this is a cyber crime that starts with a check washing. So, again, it's kind of crazy, but if you have ever worked in a financial crimes task force group, you will know that scammers use many techniques to get checks out of the mail. This particular story is a real story from a real business in our area. Household chemicals were used to change the amount and name on a check. And so then scammers can create new checks using your bank account routing number and your bank name and create fake identities to cash them. There's multiple ways to get those checks cashed. So this particular business is now receiving multiple return items where a check has been created on yet another account and they're using their address. So the scheme takes multiple levels and it can be a real problem. So again, it starts with paper and it starts with just simply changing your check by washing it with household chemicals.
Wow, so I was closer to correct than I thought. Now, what do banks
You are.
and the U.S. Postal Service suggest to avoid this scam?
Well, most importantly, the financial institution talked to the business owner and said, please, please, please don't write checks and put them in the mailbox in front of your house and put the flag up. For years, we've been told this, but people think, well, I live in a remote area. This won't matter. It matters. It matters every day, no matter where you live. Put your mail, if you're going to write checks, you should, one thing you can do is really neat, is called securing the amount. And that means that you can call ahead to the bank and tell them how much the check is secured for and give them the check number. But most importantly, you do need to mail checks in a safe environment. And that includes going into the into the post office, excuse me, if you want to drop a check in the mail. If you're going to use a blue box, you need to know exactly when the pickup time is. Here at our office, we know when they're going to pick up the mail, and we put our mail in right before we know the pickup's coming, and we can actually see them. So most importantly, Positive Pay, electronic banking, the bank and the post office encourage you to use electronic bill pay whenever possible. So if you think check washing is just a joke, it's not a trick or treat, it's for real, and it ties into cybersecurity for this month.
And you
And
mentioned,
that's how you do business better.
sorry about that, Joanne. I can't believe I didn't let you stick the landing there. Now, you mentioned the mailbox and the flag that goes up. What color would that flag be?
Red.
There you go. Love it. Joanne Deal, always a pleasure to talk to you.
You too. Bye-bye.